snubbed, ignored, overlooked, where potential couldn't meet the opportunities. These are the kind of words you get to hear when you hear Sanju Samson's name. So, just 4 days after India's heartbreaking loss against Australia in the ODI World Cup 2023, India is set to face Australia yet again, but this time in a different format. The shorter one, the T20I series, is set to take place from November 23rd, and BCCI had announced the 15-man squad, and one name that was missing out was that of Sanju Samson, and there has been a lot of chatter, a lot of buzz around it. I have my colleagues Akshay and Alan joining with me to debunk this very question, the buzzing question. I'll start with you, Akshay.
I don't know why you said debunk, as in it's a genuine question that a lot of fans have. It's like this mic, there's only one mic, but three people are contesting for this. The Indian team selection has become like that. There's only one wicket-keeper spot, one middle order spot, one number 4 spot, but a lot of people have to contest for it, right? So, yes, whenever a squad is announced by the BCCI, those late night tweets from the Board of Control of Cricket in India, there is always Sanju Samson trending. More often than not for the wrong reasons, because he's missing out on the T20I or ODI squads. Yes, he's not part of the test squad, but in ODIs and T20Is, there is always this chatter about why Sanju Samson is not playing. That's why we have got Alan John for this show. He is from Sanju Samson's state. And, when we started having this discussion before coming here, I thought Alan would be very, very emotional about Sanju Samson missing out. But he made a couple of valid points, right, Dia?
Definitely.
Yeah.
And I think we would also want Alan to tell those points to our viewers as well. Yeah. And as we also mentioned, you being from the state of Kerala. So in the recently concluded Saeed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, if I mention, would you want to reflect on his performance so far? Please go ahead.
So Akshay, as you said, if I asked my father right now, he would have already said after the World Cup final loss, he would have said, we didn't include Samson there. He would have done better than Kohli also. But the thing is, I think we have to keep those emotions aside right now. Because when you saw the World Cup that happened right now, you saw that it was a perfect team. Obviously, the results at the end of the day, we all know. I think India is now looking for that perfection with their roles. It is not just about kind of keeping anybody anywhere, just including him in the squad for just the namesake thing. They are trying to identify players who are very specific. I think once the squad came out, I was quite surprised to see Shreyas Iyer being included, given that he has missed the IPL this year. And I think that was kind of a message from BCCI that Shreyas is going to be our number 3. Then you have Surya at your number 4. So where does Sanju play? Can you play Sanju as a number 6 or number 5? I think in the IPL he has not batted anywhere lower than 3 or 4. So that is the valid point I'm making. And coming to the Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, is he doing enough? That is the question, right? If these people are saying that yes, he's doing enough, he's being overlooked, why was then Riyan Parag not selected? There are a lot of guys who have Abhishek Sharma, second highest run getter. He could have been an opener alongside Ruturaj Gaikwad. No, you have had Yashasvi Jaiswal who has performed well. So Yashasvi is going to be our opener alongside Shubman Gill, probably Ishan Kishan and Ruturaj coming in as our backup options. So it is all about finding that perfection, and I think that is where Sanju has failed. Sanju has failed, and the noise, well, I say, like, great PR agency. If I am in a position like him, I would obviously want that PR agency. So that is what I feel, in my opinion.
So
very strong allegation, PR agency and all that. But what? Yes. I agree that he hasn't, lived up to the expectations in the T20 format. And a lot of times, we ourselves, the people from the outside, even the team management at times, they mix formats. Yeah. Like, for instance, if someone is doing well in ODIs, they think that he might be good for T20Is. If someone is doing well in T20Is, they might think that he might be good in ODIs. For instance, I'm not grudging the team selections call for the ODI World Cup based on just one match, that final match, Surya Kumar Yadav. But Surya Kumar Yadav was consistently out of form in ODIs. He is the number 1 T20I batter. Yes, he's going to lead India in the upcoming 5-match series against Australia. But what did he do enough to make the ODI World Cup squad. Whereas Sanju Samson averaged 71 in ODIs last year. There is a proverb that they say you tapped when the iron is hot, but they didn't do that with Sanju Samson last year, and they gave only 2 ODIs to Sanju Samson this year before the World Cup, and he was nowhere to be seen during the ODI World Cup. Yes, you complain, you crib about him not being there in ODI's side is fine, at least for now, considering his recent form. But like Alan said, I don't think he has done enough to warrant a place in the T20 right now.
So I think when, just like how Akshay said right now, striking when the iron is hot, that it comes down to again my same thing. Even with Surya, I think we've all figured out that why Surya failed, because I've never felt confident enough in him to be that finisher. Yes, he's done that in the T20I format a lot of times. Same with I think with Sanju also. Where do you play Sanju? Like, Shreyas performed brilliantly. You have KL Rahul performing. You could not take out anybody from that ODI squad, and that is why I think Sanju was not there. But you cannot have a guy like Sanju expected to play that finisher role. He comes in the power play overs at times, he gets a few shots away, then he consolidates, and then he goes for the kill. But I think with the T20I format, like, you have got Jitesh Sharma, who's probably going to be keeping the wickets. He's a finisher. He's a guy who would probably come just behind a guy like Rinku Singh, or according to the situation, he might go up as well. And he will play that finisher role. As compared to Sanju, I don't think, like, in the last 4 overs you're targeting like 60, 70 runs. You cannot have a guy like Sanju, and that is where he is failing. And the buzz, again, it's not justified. It is not justified.
So any particular player that you would want to mention that was the real snub here in the 15-man squad that has been named? Any particular player that actually deserved to be there in the squad but really wasn't?
Like Alan mentioned, I think Riyan Parag, he has done well. As in, yes, he is often targeted for his lack of performances in the IPL, but in this Syed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, he has stepped up well. And even before that, in a couple of matches, he has done well, and he is getting there. But I think he should have a solid IPL, one solid IPL to warrant that place. And of course, Yuzvendra Chahal also. I don't know, he's being overlooked from ODIs, he's being overlooked from tests, and that's why he's gone to county, played for Kent to make a test reckoning there, I think. I don't know.
And Alan, do you want to mention any particular player?
I think probably Chahal, like he said, that smiley that was there, it kind of breaks your heart to see a guy like Chahal. And I would have preferred someone like Chahal. He brings in that experience playing against the likes of, like, you have got Steve Smith, you've got Travis Head, you've got these guys, Maxwell as well. So Chahal could have been a good pick, but like I said, I think end of the day, I think it boils down to, especially in the T20I format, we are looking for the future. You have the guys like Ravi Bishnoi coming in. I think Ravi Bishnoi is going to be our main spinner in the coming years. Right. You have a guy like Rinku, one of my favorite players right now, obviously, and you've got so many young talent coming in, and I feel that is
of course,
yeah. So those guys coming in, and you don't really find places for the guys who are just not. They've been given a lot of chances. So
we can just say that the chatter around Sanju Samson's snub is as you said, a PR agency thing, and they are better players.
Let's not go so severe. As in, Sanju has done well. Yeah, it was a remark that was a very light-hearted remark from him. But like you asked whether there was any player that deserved to get into the squad. Yeah. Today morning on social media, I was reading two very good analysts. They were having a very light-hearted, they were having a very funny conversation about the T20 World Cup next year happening right after the IPL. And if MS Dhoni has a good season, get him back for that finisher's role. So yes, people are going to talk. But I think the team management has gone with the right calls.
So we here, the ITGD sports team feels that the squad selection has been bang on, and I think it's time for us to move on from the heartbreak that we had faced a couple of days ago and now focus on the T20 World Cup that is upcoming in June next year, and the preparations for that have already begun. The squad is selected and let's see how our players going to play. Surya Kumar will be captaining for the very first time in T20 eyes, and let's see how this series pans out. This is me, Diya Kakkar, signing off with Akshay and Alan for ITGD Sports Team.